The little star who found her glow. Once upon a time, in the vast sky, there was a little star named Luma. Luma wasn't like the other stars. While the other stars twinkled brightly, filling the night with their sparkling light, Luma barely glimmered. She didn't know why, but every time the night sky grew dark, Luma felt small and unsure of herself. One evening, as the other stars were shimmering and sparkling, Luma looked up at them with a sigh. Why can't I shine as bright as them? She wondered. The moon, who was wise and gentle, noticed Luma's dim light and floated over to her. Luma, the moon said with a smile, why do you look so sad tonight? I want to shine brightly like the others, Luma replied. But no matter how hard I try, I just can't seem to sparkle. The moon chuckled softly and said, you see, Luma, each star has its own special light. Some shine bright and bold, while others glow quietly, but just as beautifully. It's not about how much light you give, but the love and warmth you share. Luma was confused. But how can I shine if I'm not bright enough? The moon smiled and pointed to a little patch of earth below. Look at that tiny flower in the meadow. It doesn't compete with the trees or the big mountains. It simply grows and gives its beauty in its own way. You too have your own special way to shine. Luma thought for a moment, and then decided to try something different. Instead of trying to shine like the other stars, she focused on the warmth she could share. She imagined herself lighting up the hearts of those below, guiding them with her soft glow. As the night passed, Luma noticed something wonderful. People down below had started to look up at her. Some smiled, some whispered to each other, and some even felt a sense of calm wash over them. Luma was no longer trying to outshine the others, but simply offering the warmth of her gentle light. By the time the night was over, Luma had found something precious, her own glow. It wasn't the brightest, but it was unique, and it brought comfort to those who saw it. From that night on, Luma no longer felt small or dim. She knew that no matter how big or small, every light in the sky had a place, and hers was just as important as anyone else's. And so Luma shone softly and steadily, her glow wrapping the world in a gentle embrace, filling it with peace and quiet beauty.
Once upon a time, in a peaceful forest filled with tall trees and sparkling streams, there lived a little bear named Benny. Benny was a curious bear, always exploring the forest and playing with his friends. But at night, when the stars came out and the moon shone brightly in the sky, Benny would lie in his cozy den, wide awake. Why can't I sleep like the other bears? Benny would wonder. They all close their eyes and drift off into the most wonderful dreams. But I just can't seem to dream at all. One night, as Benny stared out his den window at the moon, he saw an owl perched on a nearby branch. The owl's big eyes sparkled, and Benny called out to him. "Hello, Mr. Owl, I can't seem to sleep. I want to dream like all the other animals in the forest, but I just can't. Do you know why?" Mr. Owl fluttered down beside Benny and smiled softly. "Ah, little bear, it's not about forcing yourself to sleep or dream. It's about learning to let go and trust the night." Benny frowned. "Let go? But how do I do that?" Mr. Owl gave a gentle hoot and explained, "The night is like a soft, comforting blanket. It wraps around you and whispers stories of faraway lands, gentle adventures, and peaceful moments. All you have to do is relax, close your eyes, and let the night take you on a journey." Benny thought about this and decided to give it a try. He closed his eyes, but his mind was still filled with thoughts of the day. He thought about the games he played with his friends, the sweet berries he had eaten, and the rustling leaves in the trees. But as he lay still, he noticed something magical happening. The longer he stayed quiet, the softer the world around him became. The wind whispered through the trees, and Benny could almost hear the trees singing lullabies. The cool night air wrapped him in a gentle embrace, and soon, Benny felt himself floating, like a leaf on a calm stream. As he relaxed, Benny felt a warm, comforting glow deep inside his heart. The gentle breeze carried him to a beautiful meadow where the stars danced above him. He saw fireflies twinkling like little diamonds, and the moon's light shimmered like silver threads weaving through the sky. Benny realized he was dreaming. In his dream, Benny found himself surrounded by his friends, playing in the soft grass, laughing and running under the sparkling stars. It was a perfect, peaceful world, where nothing was hurried, and everything was calm.
The Tale of Hoppy the Moonlight Bunny. Once upon a time, in a quiet meadow tucked between the whispering woods and a glistening lake, there lived a small, fluffy bunny named Hoppy. Unlike most bunnies who played during the day, Hoppy was a moonlight bunny. He only came out when the stars twinkled and the moon shone bright. Hoppy had one very special job. Every year on Easter Eve, while the world was asleep, he helped the Easter bunny deliver magical eggs to the animals of the forest. This year, the Easter bunny wasn't feeling very well. "Oh dear," the Easter bunny said with a sneeze, "I don't think I can hop all night like I used to." "Hoppy, could you help me this time?" Hoppy's little ears perked up. "Me? Really?" he asked, eyes wide with excitement. The Easter bunny smiled. "Yes, Hoppy, you've always watched over the night. I trust you." So, with a basket full of glowing, rainbow-colored eggs on his back, Hoppy set off into the moonlit woods. The eggs shimmered like stars, each filled with a bit of magic. Some would bring sweet dreams, others would bloom into tiny flowers when opened, and a few even sang gentle lullabies. Hoppy carefully placed an egg near the squirrel's treehouse, tucked one in a fox's den, and left another by a cozy owl nest high up in a tree. Everywhere he went, the world seemed to sparkle just a little more. As the sky began to lighten and the first birds began to chirp, Hoppy placed the very last egg at the foot of a daisy patch where a family of sleepy mice snuggled in their burrow. He looked up at the fading stars and whispered, "Happy Easter, everyone." Then, tired but proud, Hoppy curled up beneath a leafy fern, his soft tail tucked close, and drifted off to sleep as the sun rose and the meadow bloomed with Easter magic.
Hey there, little explorers. Have you ever gazed up at the moon and wondered if it has a secret? Well, let me tell you a magical tale about a little owl named Oliver and the moon's hidden lullaby. Once upon a time, in a peaceful valley surrounded by towering mountains, lived a curious little owl named Oliver. Oliver loved nighttime because it was when the world came alive with stars, moonlight, and the whispers of the wind. But what Oliver loved most was the moon. Every evening as the sun set behind the mountains and the sky turned a deep shade of blue, Oliver would look up at the moon's silvery glow. It made him feel calm and safe. Yet there was one thing that puzzled him. The moon sometimes shimmered as if it was singing a soft, secret melody, but no one else seemed to hear it. One night, surrounded by the moon's glow, Oliver decided to uncover the moon's secret song. He spread his wings wide, fluttered out of his tree, and flew straight toward the glowing orb in the sky. As he soared higher and higher, the cool night air rushed past him. The wind whispered through the branches below, and the stars twinkled like little diamonds. Finally, after what felt like a long journey, Oliver reached the very edge of the moon. He perched gently on its surface, looking out at the world below. "Hello, moon," Oliver called softly. "I've always wondered about your secret song. Can you share it with me?" The moon, glowing warmly, replied in a voice as soft as a breeze. "Ah, little owl, I've been waiting for someone like you to ask. The song I sing is not a sound you can hear with your ears. It's a song you feel with your heart." Oliver tilted his head in confusion. "A song I can feel?" he asked. The moon shimmered, and suddenly the world around Oliver began to change. The soft breeze that had been rustling the leaves below started to dance around him, moving in gentle, sweeping waves. The stars twinkled brighter, and the night seemed to pause, holding its breath. "Listen with your heart, little owl," the moon whispered. "Feel the rhythm of the night, the calm of the stars, and the quiet of the world as it sleeps." As Oliver sat quietly on the moon's surface, he closed his eyes, and slowly he began to feel it. The gentle pulse of the night, the rhythm of the stars, the peaceful breath of the world. It was like a soft lullaby flowing through him, filling his heart with warmth and peace. "This is my secret song," the moon said. "It's the song of the night, of quiet moments and peaceful dreams. It's not a song you can hear with your ears, but it is always here, surrounding us all." Oliver opened his eyes, his heart full of wonder. He felt a deep calm inside, realizing the moon's song was in everything, every breeze, every star, and every quiet moment of the night. "Thank you, moon," Oliver said, his voice full of gratitude. "Now I understand. Your song is in the night, and it will always be with me." With a smile, the moon shimmered one last time, and Oliver gently flew back down to the valley below, where the quiet world awaited. From that night on, whenever Oliver looked up at the moon, he could feel its secret song in his heart, carrying him peacefully into his dreams. And so, as the stars twinkled softly above, and the world rested beneath the moon's gentle light, Oliver drifted off to sleep, wrapped in the quiet lullaby of the night. Good night, little explorers, and sweet dreams.